The most important thing to remember about this question is that it's only a number 2. It's supposed to be really, really easy because it's at the beginning of this section. So sense the difficulty. Let that guide you. The SAT is not going to mess this up in really big ways. If something is near the beginning of a section for math, then it's probably really easy. And so you may look at this and be like, oh no, I never learned imaginary numbers. What the heck does this thing mean? That's okay, right? You're allowed to have that moment of panic, but you can't let that influence your approach to the question. Remember, this is not a test about imaginary numbers. This is an SAT. It's a different kind of math test, and so it plays by certain rules. And for this question, the rules tell us that it's supposed to be easy. So I'm giving you permission, the test is giving you permission, to do the easiest thing you can think of. And if we look at this, it kind of just looks like normal algebra. Yeah, this I is there, but let's do the simple thing that we would do if it was just a regular old x, right? We would first of all drop the parentheses because there's no distribution, there's nothing here. So 7 plus 3i plus negative 8 is just minus 8 plus 9i. So 4 terms here, some of them can be then combined, right? So the 7 and the negative 8 can go together, and that's going to make negative 1. And then the 3i and the 9i can go together, and that's going to be 12i. And look, that's an answer. And look, I get that you wouldn't feel necessarily super confident in it because you don't know imaginary numbers, you didn't use this fact about them, right? This I is equal to the square root of negative 1, but it doesn't seem like it matters, right? The answer is there. We did stuff that seems pretty good. It's supposed to be easy. Trust that process. Trust the rules of the test, and you'll be fine. And just so you know, the only time that this I thing really matters on the SAT, it's not when I is equal to radical negative 1. Even though that's true, we very rarely use that fact because the whole point of using I is that the square root of negative 1 is a very messy kind of thing to write. And so I is like a nice little placeholder. In the same way that pi is a nice little placeholder for the very complicated number 3.1415 blah, blah, blah. So when this matters, it's going to be because we have an I squared. Because if we square the radical, well, it goes away. And so the real rule that you want to pay attention to with imaginary numbers is I squared is equal to negative 1. There's no I squared in any of this, so we're good. It doesn't matter. But a harder version of this question, you might end up multiplying and getting a squared I, and then replace it with a negative 1 and proceed as normal. So didn't happen here. Harder version it might. But if it's easy, trust that it's going to be easy and just do the easiest thing.